something. What a fucking right.
Right, I'm Celtic. I generally don't know what to even make of the last few days. For context, we already recorded, and this seems to always happen. We record something, so we recorded the whole thing about Kyogo leaving, pure depressing, pure. Anyway, and then it's announced that, well, not announced by the club, but it's announced that fucking none other than Jota's returning. I mean, Alistair, I genuinely don't. I mean, we will talk about Kyogo and then obviously talk about Jota, but honest to God, what has these last few days been?
A few hours, Josh. It's not even been days, to be fair. But
It's just like
oh,
last night you come in drained to the fuck because you've been fucking stressed at your box with the Champions League. And then you're on the taxi home and Kyogo's leaving. You're like, oh for fuck's sake! You wake up, honestly, and then I'm just it's boggling my brain, honestly.
but yeah, I think this will go down as a legend of the podcast, to be fair, because I think I don't know, I can't even remember a 24 hours like it. We've qualified for the knockout stage, but best striker since Larsson's left, and the best winger.
When
A generation's coming back. So,
when did John Guidetti leave?
aye, very funny.
I know it's just. I mean, we'll also speak about Kyogo. Obviously, we woke up to the news. Well, pretty much it was reported last night after the game finished. And if I'm being honest, I kind of thought there was going to be a bit of truth in it because there was a lot of big French outlets reporting it wasn't just your usual football insider shite. But it was, and then he's probably going to be announced as a Rennes player in the next. I mean, few hours. Alistair, we'll get into do a video maybe next week or something, just about his top 5 moments. I think he deserves that. He deserves what he's done for the club, whatever. As I say, as if he's listening to this. But anyway, I mean, Alistair, he's got a fantastic legacy at Celtic football. He's a modern day great, and he's done a fantastic job for us at Celtic. Honestly, I've got no words left to describe Kyogo because I just think he was a phenomenal player for Celtic, man, and 3.5 years. And if he's decided to move on, and I don't grudge him at all for that because he has done off the park and on the park has been an absolute joy to watch.
Absolutely, mate. And see, to be honest, the Kyogo is arguably the best striker since a certain Swedish boy, and I know John Guidetti either. But I will say this to you, John. He goes with a blessing. And I'll miss him. I'm not going to lie, I'll miss him. But if he wants to do it, we learned this in the COVID season. You can't keep players. I don't want to say don't want to be there, but
I think he wants to move on. As I said, I'm perfectly. It's completely understandable, and I don't think it's this. I don't think Kyogo's earned the right. If he wants to leave, he deserves to leave. There's no point, keeping players if they, I'm buzzing for what Kyogo done for this club. Three league titles. I think was it 2 Scottish Cups and 2 League Cups. So, and he's got his and I'm really happy because we obviously qualified last night, and that was the last thing that Kyogo had on his checklist. Get Celtic and further in Europe, and he done that. I just think he has the whole package. I think we talk about the best since Larsson. I do think players like Dembele, Edward, maybe not Hooper because I was a big fan of Hooper, and I think he is criminally underrated in terms of the discussion with Gary Hooper because I thought he was a brilliant player. But I think I think, and obviously his career and stuff. But I think if you look at players like Edward and Dembele, the reason it puts me out of the discussion for the two and I was a big Edward fan, but it's the way they left. I think
Uh,
Dembele
and
left through the toys at the pram. We didn't get on with Rodgers. Um, Edward, obviously, I think should have probably left the year before. Um, and I think you've seen that. I think you know how big, the influence is when people are saying like, "Oh, this is when I felt when Larson left and stuff," and you're like, that's when you know you're missing a big player. And
it's,
he's been absolutely brilliant, Alistair. He really has, and that's as I said, I'm running out of words to kind of describe him.
yeah, I'm following up here to be honest with you, but I'll be honest with you, mate. Um, if I've said in previous podcasts that when we've done transfer stuff, I got the feeling this was going to be his last year anyway.
I think
But I'll be honest, I hoped it wouldn't be January, but let's be honest, if he wants to go, and the club have clearly known about it, so plans are in place, hopefully to get a striker in. We've already, it looks as we'll go on to the guy that's just about ready to sign for us again. Um, and all I'm going to say on that is what a fucking ride. But as I say, no, I've got no bitterness towards the wee man at all. And
aye,
there's some players that I have been angry at leaving, but Kyogo's no one of them.
to be honest, I do think this is. Oh, I think it's been proven now that I've known this for a while because, but as I said, we'll do a separate video on Kyogo. I think it deserves a separate kind of. It was meant to be a separate video, and then bang, But I think that it deserves a separate video and talking about obviously the moments because he gave us some outstanding moments in a Celtic shirt. 85 goals, slightly up to now. We got to 100 because I thought he's one of those players that deserved to get to 100 goals. But as I said, after he goes, and I wish him the best of luck, honestly, because he's done everything he could have done here. He's became a modern day great. People come up here and win trophies and whatever, and you kind of like, all right, okay, like maybe somebody like I don't know, an Edward or something. You go, all right, you won trophies, you scored a few goals, but I do think Kyogo's at and don't become maybe like a modern day great. I genuinely think Kyogo is a modern day great.
Um, yeah, especially, I don't want to patronise you, Josh, but especially for guys your age, I'm lucky that I've seen arguably the best front three that Celtic I've ever had it with the Lisbon Lions and Sutton, Hearts and Larson. I'm lucky, but for guys of your age, Kyogo's up there.
Aye.
Who am I to say he's no to the likes of you? He is to you.
No, he's I just and you can tell by a lot of people's reactions today. You can tell that like we were really because he was and I do understand he's maybe had the greatest of season this season, but it's just his overall contribution to Celtic has been absolutely massive in all competitions, league cups, Rangers, Derby goals, European goals. And it's going to be a massive, I know we're going to talk about Jota, but I don't think Jota's replacing Kyogo. I still think we need to be looking for a striker.
Definitely.
I'm not trying to be fucking
Yeah,
downbeat
it's just common sense.
but I do think, there's a massive job in the hands of the recruitment team. I remember the first time, probably when the Jota thing was getting announced, I'm fucking ranting and raving about the board and that, and then that happened. So, I mean, I'm just hoping that this gives me a lot of hope that the board have got the heat screwed on and go, right, Tierney, get him, Jota, and a striker, and I'd be really happy. And I think, for 2 windows in a row, and honestly, the fact we're even saying that, if Celtic could do 2 windows in a row well, then I'd be fucking falling off my chair.
Not to mention that, Josh, Jota kind of gives you confidence. Because let's be real here, Jota's a signing for the Champions League next year. I know he can play in the knockouts, but really it's for next year.
Aye.
And that's no me being, that's just common sense, mate.
Aye. No, but I think Kyogo, I think has been, honestly, he's been more than fantastic. He's been just a hero to so many people. He's off the park. He came in at a time as well, and I think this is important to remember, where Celtic were in absolute turmoil. We just lost the league by 25 points to Rangers. Neil Lennon overseen one of the worst car crash I think I've ever seen. And Edward, who was our main striker, was meant to be leaving, and that's why I'm kind of glad Kyogo's leaving when it's not like that, because you don't want a player like that leaving where we're in turmoil, we're in a good situation at the moment, so people aren't going after nut. Really, so as well, but he came in and obviously Ange brought him, and he woke up one morning, we signed this guy for Japan, but he just had the ground run. Aye, and I think he was like the spearhead for Ange. I think he got a lot of the supporters like, right, he's brought this player in, he's hit the ground running for us, like against Dundee. I really thought, right, this guy's a player. He knows what he's doing, man.
And you see Anthony a player as well. Let's not forget that.
Aye, no, definitely.
And let's just but thanks for the memories, wee man. And as Josh says, I don't want to go into goals and stuff like that because we're going to do that at a later date. But I just think what a way to go, doing everything, and getting back to the board for a second. The Jota signing also that Giza puts a lot of trust in the people that are running the club. We have learned lessons, but it can't just be Jota and that's it. We need to keep this going.
No,
finally found a system that works.
Aye, no, definitely. I think it's, you talk about the Champions League quality. You need to just make sure you've got a good enough squad, and we've got a good squad. We just need to make it better. You've also got a good enough manager and we've got the good enough manager, so it's important that we keep up. We can't just like sign Jota and think, hey, that's all you're getting. There needs to be, I'd say, a left back and a striker brought in. Still, and then I'd be pretty happy with the January win. I'm not asking for 8-9 signing. I'm asking 2 or 3 of quality.
We just need 2 or 3
of quality, and Jota's obviously into that bracket. But my last kind of word on Kyogo is thanks for the memories, man. And all the memories that he did give us, because he gave us a hell of a lot. But I hope he does really well. I really do. I hope he goes and hopefully see him in the World Cup the next kind of 2 years, because I think he deserves to have be in a World Cup for Japan. I mean, Alistair, then we stopped recording, and then bang, Jota's pretty much returning.
You actually said to me, you're sitting down.
Because I just
what's happened? And instantly you think, what the hell's happened now?
Because Kyogo's left, who's leaving now, but it's just been how these last few days have went. It's been up and down. Basically, for the bits Romano reported about, obviously Rennes completing the deal for Kyogo, and then reported that Jota joined Celtic for a 10 million euro price, and then obviously a plus 10% selling cost, which I thought was on Jota, but no, it goes back to the fucking club, which is just, that's Peter Lawwell at a T. Genuinely, it's just, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Peter Lawwell, as you know, right? But it genuinely, I mean, it's just, that's his accounting mindset, and he's good at selling the club and making sure the club get the best prices. and best value for money because that's what he's good at. The other side that sometimes recruiting he's pretty terrible, but I will give him credit here. I
You know
mean,
that's got all well written all over it.
no, it is. I know, definitely. I mean, Arthur, I don't need to. Jota, the name speaks for itself. To be honest, what I would say though is, I think I don't want to see.
You're gonna need to be patient.
The first game, or you need to what? Or he's shite or this or whatever. He's not played since December. He's maybe not had the last few years in his career. I say last years, it was only a year and a half ago he left Celtic, which is mental.
It feels longer.
That's he struggled to obviously get to Saudi, which I think he won't admit this. But I think he has, probably regretted that because I just think Saudi Arabian football's shite. To be honest,
I think we waste a lot of players.
aye.
But to be fair, Jock, I remember us saying it at the time. Who would have looked back that contract?
No, I don't do. No,
I don't know. What? So I don't. It's a kind of like Kyogo in many ways. He's no bitterness when Jota left. I never heard one person say, "Oh, he's this, that, and he's the other." But you have to be realistic, and let's be honest. He's going to make the team better. I mean, put it in perspective. The two wingers we've now got are Jota and Kuhn.
aye,
I'm
I know.
looking forward to watching that on both sides.
No, it's Jota obviously, and he like Kyogo, he was fantastic when he's here. And I'm just really glad he's coming back because we wanted a winger. And we're looking at wingers. If we can get anywhere near how good Jota was last time, we're on for a winner. And people are saying, will he be the same? I don't doubt it. He's working under a better manager, probably in a better team. Probably. I mean, it's proven they're a better side than the first side. No, don't get me wrong, Andrew's side were good, but I think the style of football sometimes really harms us in Europe, and I don't think that's the same under Rodgers. So it'll be interesting, obviously, to see when
I
obviously
think
it's announced.
I think he'll be ball. I think he'll be better because Rodgers' style is more in a shape, and that'll give Jota more time just to do what he does best. That's my hope. But
Aye.
how about you?
No, I think Rodgers is good with players of quality, and Jota is a quality player. But it was a complete shock, to be honest. And I mean, but I'm really I'm buzzing, to be honest, that he's coming back. And then obviously hopefully it needs to be obviously the start. And
I
hopefully it
mean,
is the start.
what a 10 days I forget the three players were rumoured to be getting.
Aye, no,
I'd
very
be
good.
buzzing with that. We've got one. Well, we've kind of got two, but you don't want to kind of say that. But I would hope you did say two at the three, but
Aye.
it'd just be nice to get the three, Josh.
I think we do need to get the 3 now. I think that was before Jota got announced. I just think I know people have said about Maida maybe through the middle, but I'd still want a proven striker because say
Aye.
you're Maida's through the middle, then you're still light in the wing areas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you're kind of you're no proving, you're not solving a problem, if you know what I mean. Instead of, like, if you get another striker in of quality, then you've got Maida, then Jota. I'm not saying, but people say Jota's too good to sit on the bench, but I don't really believe in that either because you're playing that many games at Celtic. How many times? Look for instance at Dundee United a few weeks back. Right, Maida's not playing well enough. Who's on the bench? Nah.
Need to bring on.
So this whole thing about they're too good to play on the bench, it's not about that. It's about having players. If I'm on a team sheet, right, and Say for instance when McCowan plays, I'm like that's fine. But when a Yang or Palmer says, I'm off.
Aye.
And you don't want that. You want to try and be assured in every position. If you're bringing people in, and Jota will get his fair share of games, especially with the new Champions League format. It's not that you're playing a crap ton of games.
And as
So
I said earlier, Josh, to you, the thing is, this is he's got time to settle back in. It's not as if Kyogo's leaving the team in a bad position.
nah,
So
no,
any
again,
new player you're bringing in has got time to settle.
no, definitely.
Uh,
No, but I just think it's a fantastic piece of business. It really is. A guy that we sold for £25 million.
We're
Um,
getting back for it, aye.
£8 million. You know, so it's an incredible piece of business to be honest. You know, we've and I'm glad we went away from this model of just spending money on shite. And that's what,
Spending quality.
because this is what was wrong with the model. Like that first window when Rodgers was here, we were just spending money on anything. The Rocky £4 million. Then you had players like Laga Bielka, 3.5 million. Then you're up to you're up to nearly £8 million. But Madrid we spent it like we did in the summer. Trusty 6 million, Engels 11, and Ida £9 million. Obviously Schmeichel on a free. That's fine with me. 4 players. You don't need to sign 12 or 13 players because if you're as we've seen like last night, you sign Casper Schmeichel, quality goalkeeper to get you out of that game. You don't win that game without him. So
No,
that's
you
what
don't.
that's what the model has to be. I do think in recent years the model of sell and buy young and sell has just been taken a bit too literal at times, where we're just anybody that's played well and under level, then you're like sitting there going, all right, we'll sign him instead of like actually like, is this going to benefit the squad? And a lot of the signings over the last 2 3 years haven't really, to be honest. But I'm glad to see that the approach has kind of changed, and that's what it had to be.
Yeah, and please Celtic, could you give the manager an extension? That'd be
Aye,
another thing I'd be doing ASAP.
I know. I think it does need to be talked about it. I don't.
Does need to be addressed. I think.
Because if Rodgers is signing all these players, and these are big investments. Like they're signing, what is saying obviously Kieran Tierney. You're just saying Jota back. Who I don't think will be on low wages by any stretch.
No, it'll go, well, when they signed in the permanent deal, uh, Josh, I believe it was it was on a bit. I think if we kept rejected the bid for Saudi Arabia, it was going to come to his wages had to go up to about 45 grand, so he'll probably be on the guts of that, I would think. So
No, but it's a good signing. I'm glad to see we've actually got something concrete because I know Tierney's been concrete, but that just seems to be dragging on a bit now, really.
yeah,
So I'm kind of glad because if we I said if we weren't getting if we didn't get a signing but maybe next or like a concrete that we were going to sign this player by next week, I'd be like right, what's going on here?
yeah, I know.
But
I think Jota's been on the cards, actually. I don't know how they've kept it quiet, to be honest with you, because let's be honest, Joe, that's not just happened. That's
no,
been in the works,
I know.
and well done, but um, I know it's maybe being greedy, but I would like a centre forward. It's some repute, because you're
Aye.
only he's a centre forward going, going in the past. So, but no, mate, buzzing. I don't know where my, where my. I don't know if my ticker could take another day like this. To be honest with you, it's
Aye.
absolutely. It's
No,
been
no.
what a whirlwind, mate. Been
I
what a
know.
whirlwind.
aye, it's brilliant, and hopefully there's a few kind of more on the way. Hope just not the night because I can't be arsed enough in the same video for the third time. But I'm going to end it there. But aye, it's brilliant. It's brilliant news, man. Obviously, just kind of disappointment of Kyogo leaving, but that kind of just doesn't. We're not just going to forget about Kyogo, but it kind of just softens it a bit. That softens the blow, really. But aye, we'll end it there. And that's got a bit for today's video. We'll be back tomorrow probably for a preview ahead of the game against Dundee on Saturday at Celtic Park. And until then,
Jota Day.
Jota. But until then, speeches later, and hail.
Hail.